Spiritual error. Guiding into the truth. Rotten fence. Living lessons. BD0724 from December 26, 1938, taken from book number 15. Search your hearts and ask yourselves who is likely to bring you salvation from spiritual adversity if the Lord Himself takes pity on you and you reject His love. Then consider that every error in a spiritual respect should find clarification. Consider that precisely this error keeps the human being in spiritual night, but that you can never be guided into truth if your will does not strive for it. Consciously shying away from the light must inevitably be an obstacle in order to reach the brightness of the Spirit. This will have the effect that the majority of people will never be able to penetrate the depth of divine truths as long as they dwell on earth and do not seriously desire the truth. Yet God's love will reveal itself to a small part of humanity, and these are to be called unspeakably happy, for they are in closest contact with the Lord and Creator of heaven and earth. They recognize their mission on earth, seek to do justice to it and act in the will of the Lord. Thus they are immeasurably rich in spiritual knowledge and find complete happiness in solving the task the Lord has set them for earthly life. Now, however, the divine Creator will have to make Himself known in other ways in order to intervene where all faith in an obvious manifestation of powers in the beyond is lacking. The Lord's ways are often marvelous and finally lead to the goal. But if the Lord now brings His admonitions to your ears again, then this will often happen in a painful way, for you have rejected the path of love and gentleness and have always clung to a rotten fence which sooner or later has to collapse because it simply can no longer offer any support since it is unsuitable in itself and its existence has to be brought to an end. The living teaching that is given to people on earth also guarantees the recipient an extraordinary point of support and therefore corresponding resistance against hostility of all kinds. Whatever resists it will eventually be seized and help to strengthen the bulwark around the pure teaching of Christ, for the Lord knows all those who believe to be strictly attached to His word and yet only know this word superficially and still prefer to reject the pure truth rather than admit to themselves that no earthly intelligence can accomplish something which only wants to help the spiritual to unfold. And anyone who first lets earthly concerns prevail and does not wholeheartedly desire and strive for the truth will not come into question as an authoritative and sincere examiner of such a revelation. He will not be able to detach himself from earth, and in order to penetrate spiritual spheres, absolute truth and absolute will to reach God is the first necessity. Amen.